Hello et bonjour, madame, monsieur, mes amis, et bienvenue à Playoff Beards once again. This time, oh boy, that didn't take that long.
It took a while.
It didn't
It
feel
took
that
a,
long though.
it took a while for it to
It took a while.
start, but yeah, 5 games is all it took between the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference to get to the finals, which is about to start. To join me in talking about what is a living nightmare for me. First of all, of course, Adelia Chamberlain. Adelia, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm back from vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually warm here now, which I enjoy. But I haven't seen any of the hockey, so I'm just here.
You're
Hi.
lucky. You're lucky. Ryan Christensen. We've covered all these rounds so far.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this. You did a damn fine job of predicting the Eastern Conference final.
But I can
Uh,
say this: both you and I had a damn shitty job
yeah,
predicting.
not our fault. Not our fault. We each picked Dallas in 6. Not our fault.
I would have picked Dallas too, so I don't blame you guys for that one.
I hate them forever. I hate them so
But what are we
much.
doing? Like, what are we doing here? Okay, well, we'll talk about it. But what are we doing here?
Let's get into it right now. I'm so mad. Edmonton wins 4-1. They drop the first game. They dropped the first game. They had a 3-1 lead going into the third period. They give up 5 unanswered goals in the third.
So we sit here and think, okay, here's the series.
This
It's
is it.
done.
This is it.
That's it.
They're getting that puck luck they got against Winnipeg, especially in that. This is happening. This is going to
Yeah.
happen. I don't have to live with the Edmonton Oilers in the finals. I slept like a baby that night, like an absolute baby. Yeah. What's the joke? I woke up screaming, crying 3 times in the night. No, so yep, everything's great. After that, Evan decides, oh, we're gonna play very good team defense, and we're gonna score a lot of goals, and we're gonna chase Ottinger in the game 5 in the clinching game after giving up 2 goals on 2 shots.
We're not like are we talking about that right now?
Well, yes, we're gonna I'm tearing the Band-Aid off of this. Had enough. Yeah, stars. Uh,
I did hear a little bit about DeBoer's comments about Ottinger.
See, I really didn't mind the fact that he pulled him. I didn't.
No.
But my biggest thing was put him back in the second period.
You got to put him back.
He
You have to put him back.
He gives your team the best chance to win. And DeBoer decided, oh, I'm going to go with DeSmith for the rest of the game.
Casey DeSmith. Yeah.
Like I mean,
the hero.
He hasn't played a single minute of a single playoff game all season, and all of a sudden now he's thrusted into this. Like, I think this is a big a knock on Pete DeBoer.
It was a huge mistake.
Like I think
Panic.
I think Ottinger now is going to do the Patrick Waugh and say see you later.
I've already liked the gifts. I'm
done.
There's a lot of teams that would want him. I don't know if there's a lot of teams that could afford to get him for what Dallas would need them to give up.
But that's the problem. Is that's the problem? Is the fact he's under contract, and it would take a boatload. And I don't think I think you would see Pete DeBoer gone before they get rid of Ottinger.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Coaches are hired to be fired, right? Yeah.
Of course. It's always the coaches first.
$1.5 million or $2 million off the books is a lot easier to do than a.
But again, but even DeBoer's press conference was absolutely it was horrendous.
Yeah.
Yep.
6 out of 7 games, blah, 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 blah. So you basically threw every single loss to Edmonton on Ottinger.
Yep.
And that is inaccurate. It is unprofessional as a coach. And as far as I'm concerned, that coach should not be there.
It's going to be a tough thing to explain to the folks when they, especially when they were doing their pushback day interviews and stuff like that. They're how do you talk to your friends like that? Anyways, that's
I think the relationship between Ottinger and DeBoer is it's gone.
Yeah,
there is no relationship as far as I'm concerned. If I'm Ottinger.
Meanwhile, Adelia's rubbing us together like, oh, this is just like the Habs and the Avs back in '96. Oh my god! Could you imagine Ottinger to the Avalanche like after they take Rantanen for 8 years?
That won't happen.
No, unfortunately,
you guys don't have anybody to give up. You give them up for Brock Nelson. That worked out pretty good.
No, it didn't.
Worked out great for the Islanders.
Worked out good for the Islanders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's going to go to Minnesota or something like that. Like he is just through with trying to win.
Minnesota's going to be a big player in free agency. Minnesota's going to be a big player.
It'll be an okay player in free agency. They have a big problem like Winnipeg does. Whoever signs there has to live in Minneapolis. It's not so ideal.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, they are been able to get some trades and like that, but it's a nice environment to play hockey. You can't say anything bad about the fans in Minnesota, that's for sure.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, everybody wants to be on the Wild until January 2nd hits,
and then the weather turns and it sucks.
It's a little chillier. Some folks are gonna do well in it. It's the same thing as Winnipeg. Some folks really love the weather and stuff like that. We got a goaltender here who when he first came over, there was a great big huge defenseman that taught him how to ice fish, and so yeah, he's he can go ice fishing just 30 minutes outside of his back door, he says now. So it's those kind of guys that can stick around. It's landing the big fishes,
if a hockey team can actually bring somebody in because of ice fishing, good on them.
They did do those huge moves, getting like what was that? 15 years ago, grabbing the what's his name from New Jersey and stuff like that. A huge contract, but that didn't work out. So Minnesota just has to be smarter. But I don't like Minnesota. I hope they do poorly forever and ever. I don't like them almost as much as I don't like the Oilers, who have gone through. What are you gonna say? Draisait's pretty good. David's pretty good. Skinner and the last 2 years against the Stars, an 8-3 record against them. Just some teams just get owned by other teams. It's Stuart Skinner. Now we'll talk about the Eastern Conference in just one sec. Oilers have to pick up their penalty killing because they are going to get
100%.
They're at 66% in the playoffs. It's just
terrible.
Lucky that they've been going against teams that just haven't been firing. And I still wonder, like, if you change the way the playoffs are done, if Dallas, Winnipeg, St. Louis, Colorado, they have to play so heavy against each other all the time. They got nothing left when it comes to this. They have to play so heavy.
I think we've already talked about this with the playoff format.
Yeah, it's got to get changed.
I think all three of us have all three of us have said it has to change.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to slide another little crybaby thing in about the Jets. That's all.
Ferris is in the chat. He says, "Why don't you like Minnesota? I don't know. Jets and Minnesota got beef. Is it an olden time beef from the North Stars days?"
Yes. Also, the closest NHL city to Winnipeg is
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minneapolis. It's like you said, you share a lot of the same commonalities, except for nationality. So it's always been a big rivalry. It's a big rivalry back in the day with the North Stars and Jets too. So yeah, it just goes back.
Ferris also wants to ice fish.
You know what?
Ferris would not last 20 minutes out on the ice. Come on.
It sounds more fun than it is. It sounds more fun than it is.
I take him ice fishing, and I have to go get him a hot cocoa there in 10 minutes.
So the Oilers lose game 1, 6-3. They end up scoring 19 goals over the next 4 games. They only give up 5. They've been playing very well defensively. Their offense is hitting. They're getting it from different parts now, not as deeply as the team they'll be facing in the finals.
But
But
still,
they're getting contributions.
is it still fair to say that the 3 teams that the Edmonton Oilers have played in the playoffs have not played to their expectation, to their level?
Nope. Yep. You're exactly right.
It's got nothing like, yes, Edmonton has played good defense. Edmonton has gone between Stuart Skinner and the other guy.
Like Calvin Pickard.
I don't even care.
Calvin Pickard's just the other guy now.
I don't care what his name is.
Yeah,
because in the
he
same
did well.
token,
he did well for them. He did well when he had to come in.
Well, sure, because he couldn't be any worse.
Ferris, I think there's a difference between stocking the beer fridge,
yeah,
and ice fishing.
It's basically staying in the beer fridge.
Well, the beer fridge is the ice fish.
You are the beer. Don't forget. You will be the beer when it comes to ice fishing.
But still, Stuart Skinner was replaced by Calvin Pickard at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only reason Stuart Skinner is back in is because Calvin Pickard got hurt.
Yep.
But in the same token, I'm sorry, between Los Angeles, like Edmonton lost the first 2 games against LA. And I get it. You know, everybody's saying they're 12-2 since then. Well, sure they are. That's great. But I'm sorry. Like LA, the rest of the series decided not to play hockey.
They were awful.
Las Vegas.
That's
awful.
not the Vegas we came to know. That's definitely
awful.
not. Yeah, not they didn't have their LTIR guys in there this time.
But I'm also sorry too. But Mikko Rantanen, for what he was so good for the first 2 rounds, he was absolutely invisible.
Welcome to what it's like to have Mikko Rantanen on your team.
Yeah.
Well, and so you don't mind if the Avalanche decided to get rid of him then? Like, that's what I'm saying.
I really don't.
For that kind of money, that kind of
money, like
for a winger, it's for a winger.
It's incredible that how they some players can be so good in a series. Like, and I get it. Hockey is hockey. Sports is sports. You're not going to be the best. You're not going to be your best at all the time, but at least show up.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Ferris with another question: is Stuart Skinner the guy who gave up that long-range goal to Calgary that one year?
Can't remember.
Yeah. What year are we talking?
I think that was the year before Stuart Skinner became the starter in Edmonton.
So would that be what's his name? Jack. Who was the one from Toronto that came over to Edmonton?
Oh,
the young kid.
I can't remember anymore.
I think that's who it is.
Remember this. I try and shed any memories of Edmonton Oilers performances and players as soon as I can. That's why it drives me nuts that they're still there. It drives me bananas. I hate this. I hate it. Want to talk about their opponents real quick?
Mm-hmm.
We can.
Florida, had 0 problems really with Carolina. Again, you're going to about after their first game loss or whatever. Florida averaged 4.25 goals every win. They chased Freddie Anderson one game. They had to bring in that weird name kid or whatever, Kochetkov or whatever. That was a big mistake. Too. Well, Anderson does come back and play good in game 4.
I don't blame him for that either. Like, I mean, looking for a spark, looking for something to change the team up, and you know what? Like, I'm pretty sure you had Florida in 6. I had Florida in 5, which it does. We both had Florida.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Florida was going to win that match.
But still, Florida was going to win regardless. Whatever goalie was in, it was in the crease. Like, Florida is just in the Eastern Conference, and Eastern Conference wise, Florida is just a beast. I mean, they can roll 4 lines, not 3, but 4. Yep. They got 3 solid pairing of defensemen, and they have And they have
Mike
Bob.
Smith, Ferris. It was Mike Smith.
Oh, Mike Smith.
I thought it
It
was.
was in the 2022 Stanley Cup Playoffs, the last time they played Calgary.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was going to say Jack Campbell because he come over from the
right. God,
but anyway,
crap goaltending, and they still get this one.
And they still get it's
That's what you get when you
amazing.
suck for so long and you can draft so high for so long. This is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you make a stinker of a trade for Taylor Hall. Anyways, go on.
That is actually terrible.
And Nail Yakupov. Don't forget him.
No, oh God. Oh, Nail. Yeah,
a fail for Nail.
Fail for Nail. Yeah, he nailed his own coffin.
There says, "Oh, Mike Smith, he was absolutely shit."
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hello, Brennan.
Hey, Brennan. How are you? Hey, thanks for joining.
Comment ça va, Monsieur Mar?
I don't. Yeah, I tried to do that on your last episode there when he was on, and he didn't respond. So, so, anyways, but no, getting back to Florida, like, I mean, it's just the rich just keep getting richer.
Yeah.
If that makes like in a hockey sense, like it's. I mean, everybody thought, because Florida was not doing well, and Matthew Tkachuk was hurt and all this. What do? They just go out and get Seth Jones at the trade deadline. Oh, and guess who else they get? Oh, we're gonna get one little Brad Marchand, which, Boston Bruins fans are still crying in their blankets right now about that.
Mm-hmm.
They could sign him after this if they'd like. They weren't going to the playoffs anyway.
I think if I'm Brad Marchand, I'm like, go screw yourself, Don Sweeney. I ain't coming back.
I can't believe he's coming back. Never mind. How's Don Sweeney
that's a whole different story that we could talk about during the off season with all this crap.
Yep.
Ferris saying Brad Marchand, that fucking weasel.
Oh yeah.
But
I agree.
He would love to have that fucking weasel on his Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he would.
I don't know about the Kraken.
I don't know.
Oh no, I'm just saying Ferris would like him on the team.
Ferris would. Ferris would love. Ferris does not like Brad Marchand because he was a Boston Bruin, but Ferris would love Brad Marchand if he was on his team.
He would if they were in a contending club. Otherwise
exactly.
He's just a pain in the ass on a losing team.
Oh
yeah, Ferris is not keeping up with things because he was like, Florida got Seth Jones. The fuck.
Yeah, to play on their second pairing, they get Seth Jones to play on their second pairing,
and he'll be their number one defenseman going into next year.
Well, yeah, it's going to be tough to keep Ekblad considering how much.
Well, I think Ekblad's going to get paid big.
Exactly. We're going to.
No, but anyways,
talk about that.
Florida, I don't know. Florida. I mean, I didn't see any reason that Carolina was going to give them any type of a fight, and I think we both were right. They didn't.
Yep, they didn't. They do end up winning a game.
They
lose.
How many games?
They lost 15 in a row in the Eastern Conference Final leading up to this, but they did win a game. The streak is over. It's just like the Leafs. Like the Leafs.
Going back to where their head coach was still part of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah,
that's pretty sad.
The second line, oh my, this is the greed God was speaking of. Ferris is cracking me up. I didn't think that Carolina stood a chance against Florida simply because of they can't seem to win conference finals games.
Florida is Florida.
Yeah.
Florida is still Florida.
The last time they'd won an Eastern Conference Finals game was when Brenda Moore was still playing.
That's right.
So Florida was always going to win this series.
Oh, it's been a little while. Yeah. Congratulations to Florida. Still a Maurice fan, even though he quit on my team. He took them as far as he could. I get it. It's nice to see. It's nice to see Jamie Compon winning. Also, he's the assistant coach there. Nice to see Nate Schmidt not only winning but contributing.
Well, that's the biggest. Pretty good. That's the biggest thing with Nate Schmidt is that he's not just out there taking up ice time; he's actually contributing.
Two former Jets on the bottom pair for the Panthers. Kulikov there as well.
Makes you wonder if they kept him.
No.
No. Ferris is hyped. We're talking hockey.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
Thank you, Ferris.
Ekblad and Jones really insulate those two.
Oh yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay, let's go on to the final. Let's see how these
Rod Brindamore was the captain of the Hurricanes in 2006. Ferris.
Yes, that's correct.
Lifting the thing. So now, again, regular season matchups mean nothing. We've mentioned this before. Just to say so, Florida's won both games. It really doesn't matter. To win this particular series, Draisaitl has to be way better than he was last year. He only ended up with 3 assists in the entire finals.
Fair.
But this is what Florida does. They will shut down the big guys. They got the best defensive defensive forward in hockey, and he will be up against McDavid all the time. So Draisaitl has to take advantage of this.
But does that also take Barkov out of the equation when it comes to the offense of Florida?
Maybe, but you look at their second line. Let's look at the two lines. The second line for Edmonton: Kane, Draisaitl, Kapanen. Not bad. Evander Kane is healthy. He's contributing 7 points. I think this.
I don't think it's going to come to the first or second lines when it comes to this series.
That's where I'm going to go down to the deeper bit. The second line for Florida is Evan Rodriguez, Sam Bennett, and Matthew Tkachuk. Not bad. Not bad for a second line. But when you look at the third line with our Marchand and the two Finns and Lisa Teranen and Anton Lundell.
To me, that is the line of the series right now.
Yeah, Thomas Nosek is the center for the fourth line for the Florida Panthers.
That's unreal.
They're just deep.
That's
what are you gonna do? Yeah, you look at I think the defensively, the first. Well, even the top two pairings kind of even up a little bit. It's Ekblad and Forsling. We got a healthy Ekholm now, and Evan Bouchard on that top
Ekholm is a huge plus for Edmonton right now.
Yeah,
like him back, and he's probably he's fresh, he's healthy. Because what did he play? 1 or 2 games in the last series?
Just
the
one last game? I think it's just the last game.
Yeah. So he must be fresh as a daisy.
He's Daisy fresh.
Daisy fresh.
I think they could call Daisy from now on. That'd be a nice little nickname for Matthias Ekholm.
Daisy.
They got Darnell Nurse and Brett Kulak on the second pairing.
I see
Nico Mikkola and Seth Jones on the second pairing for Florida. Again, it's a wash.
It's a wash. I think it. Again, I don't know. Like we could talk about it. Like with goaltending,
that's where things.
That's where it all starts.
But
that's where it starts.
Skinner, since coming back into the lineup, has a .944 save percentage, which is pretty good. But it's been Bobrovsky so solid. A couple of hiccups against Toronto. Toronto's an all offense team. What we're gonna do? But he is he's not bad. I'll say that. Bobrovsky, 211 goals against and a .912 save percentage for the entire playoffs.
Did you guys have first game or second game where Bennett comes in with an elbow and tries to take Skinner out?
That is. Did I say that the last time? Like I said, I think I've seen
he's done it in every series.
Cats harder. with that,
it could be third or fourth game. There's going to be a game where
it's going to be traffic. That's where they're going to be. They're going to be in front of him all the time. They're going to be a pain in the ass all the time.
But this is where Skinner needs to man up, use your size. Mm-hmm. I did like what Stolarz did in the first series against Ottawa. You know what? If somebody's in your way, give him a chop. Mm-hmm. Hack him. Get him out of there.
He's a New York Islanders fan, guys. He grew up with Billy Smith. He knows.
Well, no, I'm not saying come out and two-hand him.
Yeah,
like Billy Smith used to do.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, like, give him a couple blockers, give him a couple shots in the back of the leg, like, make them as uncomfortable as they're trying to make you.
Yep.
like that's what Stuart Skinner needs to do. Like he's not a small goalie; he's a big boy.
Does he have that? Does he
But
just have that in him though? Does he have that
that's the
physicality?
question. Like I think he needs to get that in him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Even if you get 2 minutes or something, hey, you know what? Show them you're not afraid to move them or try to move them.
Yeah.
Because he just stands there like, and he's so far back, and he's a big goalie, which is fine, but he goes down so quick. It's like if most scouting reports are high on Stuart Skinner, and that's fine, but make it as uncomfortable for them in front as they are making it for you. That's kind of what I would say to Stuart Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's easier said than done. You should know this. Like, he was there last year. And got close. Even though Florida takes that 3-0 lead, looks like it's going to be a sweep to the cup. And then here comes Edmonton. He has.
Yeah.
There's a couple of differences in the lineup, but not
this year. If Edmonton gets down 3-0, there is absolutely no chance in hell they're even getting it to game 6.
No.
Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, it's a different. Like, both teams are different in certain ways. Florida is actually built better than what they were last year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't.
Deeper.
I don't see Edmonton winning this at all.
But But we have said this from round 1.
Yeah. But I think Florida will actually perform to their expectations, unlike every other opponent Edmonton has faced this postseason.
Okay, that's fair.
They got that winning DNA now. They know how to get it done. Now, since I say the NHL has entered this, what do you say, a modern era? I'll say 1979, like after the WHA disbands. Let's call that the modern era. There's been this is the third rematch between teams in the finals. The loser of the first have won each consecutive other one. So Penguins in 08-09 over Detroit.
Right. Yeah.
And I think you may remember what the other one was in 83-84.
The Oilers.
After the Oilers get swept, they go and beat the 4-time champs.
Yeah, but then the Oilers went on for their dynasty.
Yeah. Only broken up by a Steve Smith own goal. So funny. That was one of my favorite hockey moments of all time. Even if it was Calgary.
That's the absolute worst. Off Steve Smith, off Grant Fuhr's leg there, and back in the net.
Yeah, two great Steve Smith memories for me. There's that one, and then when he was in Chicago, he fought Ty Domi. Ty Domi hit him in the jaw so hard he broke his leg. So that felt awkward.
That's a little awkward.
So history, modern history, may be on the side of the Oilers in this one. I think they're also the betting favorites to come into this.
They are.
Zilch. The last time a team faced the same opponent in the finals and won, the Habs over Boston. That was 76-77, 77-78. Back in the 2-pack-a-day Guy Lafleur days and stuff like that, where Montreal was given a lot of rope back in those days. Let's say that for sure. Now, Edmonton's not going to have Zach Hyman. He has had, I don't know if it was an abdominal tear or something like that, had to have surgery. Deal. Replace him. Who do you got? Difficult. They've had to do a little bit of shaking up the line. It worked out fine for Dallas. This is not Dallas they're facing. This is 4 lines that are going to come at all the time. There's nobody going to be playing soft. In fact, they've had it easy. Carolina didn't do anything to them. What was Carolina just watching skate? Ridiculous.
Everybody thought Carolina was the biggest answer to Florida. And it's like they didn't even stand. Like Toronto, of all teams, are the team that give them the hardest.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they spent a lot of time without the puck, so you might as well hit them. Because they couldn't go get the puck back. Anyways, a couple of big missing names from last year for Florida: Brandon Montour, Ollie Ekman-Larsson, Kevin Stenlins went to Utah, Nick Cousins in Ottawa, Tarasenko. Are they honestly going to miss any of these players this year? They don't think so. I don't think it matters to them. Of course, over with the Oilers, Hyman is
Hyman's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Warren Fogle, it's just his size and stuff too. It's too bad. Ryan McLeod's gone. Cody Ceci, of course, and they lose Holloway and Broberg to offer sheets after this or whatever.
Cody, I think. Did you just say Cody Ceci was a loss?
No. I just said he's not. I just said he's not. He did start. He started them. I'm just saying he's gone. Is the name gone?
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say Warren Fogle is a loss either. I wouldn't say Tarasenko is a loss for Florida. I'm just saying just different names that are gone and stuff like that. So a little bit different going into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Skinner finally gets a chance to play in the playoffs. He gets 2 games so far as a goal and an assist. Evander Kane is just taking a spot. What are you going to do?
What did Skinner have? Like 1,300 regular season games and
almost 1,100. Almost 1,100.
And they got his first playoff goal.
That's playoff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's played. He had to wait all this time, and he gets to watch most games from up above. So there you go. The press box. Yep. I will say, looking more and more at the Oilers lineup, it was a pretty impressive trade to get Jake Wallman from San Jose. I just want to say that. To have him on your third pairing, too, pretty tight. Oh, that Klingberg is there is funny and ridiculous. And this is why I think that bottom pairing is going to get exposed. And Ekholm is going to be on the ice 28 minutes a night. Darnell Nurse is going to be on there 22.
He's fresh.
Yeah, 10 minutes a piece, maybe unless they go to 5. Like maybe they move in Wallman and stuff like that up and down or whatever to give Ekholm a breather every once in a blue moon. But don't expect to see John Klingberg very much in this. Now, I think it's time, guys, that we give our predictions. And like we said, Edmonton is favored. Adelia, do you want to just throw something at the wall and see what sticks prediction-wise?
Yeah. I'm going to say Florida in 6.
Florida in 6. Okay. Ryan, do you want me to go? You want to go?
Yeah, you go ahead there, sir.
Okay. Just write hers in. Florida 6. I have been honestly thinking about this all week, ever since we knew what the combatants were going to be. And for so long, I was siding on Oilers. I was thinking, it's just a history thing. It's so hard to beat a team twice like that. So, even until like 15 minutes ago, I was like, what is it going to be? But I have decided, and it is going to be the Oilers losing in 5 games. Screw them.
What are you doing?
Slap them around. I can't do it. I cannot. Are you kidding me? I have to sleep at night. I'd rather, Awful.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you live way over there. I live close to so many Oilers fans. I will have to hear this forever and ever.
Well,
and I can't have it happen.
Yeah, but you're sitting like you're thinking that I'm going to say Edmonton, and I just don't understand that because.
Well, I'm going to say. I just want to say
because the best team coming in is Florida, 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They are the most complete. They have the best goaltending. They have the best depth. They're probably way better coached than what the Edmonton Oilers are. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Edmonton has the guy from Poltergeist.
Yeah, I know. He's a scary bastard. I'm telling you, man. I don't even like watching his interviews because I don't know what's going on.
Carol.
But you know what? I've always learned that movies, which, I love our sister station here, LGRN, the entertainment channel.
Sure.
Always talk about movies and shows and that. And sequel is always supposed to be better. like in like from what I've seen and what I've heard. I don't think this is going to be better. I don't think this is going to be better. I think this is going to be worse than last year. So I have the Florida Panthers losing in 5 games to the Edmonton Oilers.
Ridiculous. 5 games. Well, this is you've seen it. You've witnessed the worst moment in LGRN sports history. Ryan Christensen has chosen the Edmonton Oilers to win almost in a walk for the Stanley Cup Finals. Oh my God! Oh, I'm already getting heartburn just thinking about it. Okay, let's get a bit of news.
I just don't want it to happen.
If you know what? If it does come to fruition,
yeah,
this next stream is going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You're gonna be drinking Pepto-Bismol like you've never drinking it before.
I'm gonna mix the Pepto with my Scotch. I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah, I'm gonna come out with goth makeup on her or something. Everything is sorrow.
Everything will be done.
Everything is sorrow.
No, I'm sorry. I just I bet against Edmonton the first round. I bet against them second round. Bet against third round. They just, for some reason, this team just seems to find ways. I mean, to beat Dallas, I think Dallas, honestly, was a better team than Florida going in.
Ooh, okay.
Oh no, I'm not saying going throughout the playoffs. Say coming into the playoffs.
Oh, all right.
And what you don't?
No. Not Florida, with the way they entered the playoffs. No way.
No, that's because they were hurt and everything. Because you had your defense.
It wasn't just because they were hurt.
I don't know. They took care. They took care of the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
Yeah. So? Well. Yeah. No. But going into the playoffs, they looked. They got the gelled at the right time, and then just let it all fall apart. They left it out in the sun. For the Oilers,
but realistically, Florida should have lost to Toronto, and they didn't, thankfully. But they should have lost to Toronto. Toronto, yes, they had 2 bad games, 5 and 7, but they could have easily won Game 3. And then if you're up 3-0 on Florida, I'm not saying Florida can't come back, but that's and they took care. Carolina, I'm sorry, Carolina is not a team like who should have made the Eastern Conference Final.
No.
You look at who's in their division.
Well, yeah, because they had Jersey to start, and then they had Washington.
Yeah,
that's where. Yeah, but this is where the playoffs need to change.
It has to change.
Yeah.
Everyone has a jet plane. No one's riding the rails to games anymore.
No.
Just throw them all in a hopper.
I mean, both teams have earned the right to be here in the Stanley Cup Final. Both teams have earned the right.
Yeah, they've won 12 games. Yeah, that's how you earn the right, by winning 12 games. You can't.
It doesn't matter if you lose 11. You've won 12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even if you're beating a peewee team or a midget team, then
which a couple of these series have actually been like that.
Yeah. It's been The Oilers have had a soft time getting there. The Kings and the Knights had just decided they didn't want to play physical, just ace. They didn't want to. They didn't want to hurt them. Going, getting ready for golf season and stuff like that. And then,
you're 100% correct.
You expect a little bit more out of Tampa and stuff like that.
Well, I thought Tampa, I thought I didn't have a problem with that series.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a hard fought series against Toronto. That was probably the hardest fought series of all.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say that. I would say St. Louis, Winnipeg was probably the hardest fought series.
I would imagine so. Just the hits wise, when you see it, and just
but
phenomenal. And then guys playing with broken ribs afterwards.
Well, that's right. But going into the conference finals, you would not have predicted Edmonton beating Dallas in 5. To me, that was just crazy. But that to me, that's a flaw. That's a flaw in Dallas. I'm not saying it's their coaching, but it's just it was fundamental. It was preparation. It didn't look like there was any.
Could be exhaustion.
It could have been. Well,
It's
yeah,
it's a war just to get out of the Central.
Yeah, but going through both Colorado and Winnipeg, absolutely, I 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen teams go through the Central before, and they've made it. So
yeah, one thing I'm going to say, if Edmonton wins, we don't have to hear any more crybabying about the Canada and the Cup and all this stuff like that.
Mhm.
But to know that it was them is even worse. That'd be even worse. Yeah. I hope I wouldn't say I'd rather another Canadian team never win other than the Oilers, but
Well, if you had a choice between the Oilers or the Maple Leafs, who would you rather have?
Oh, I would just stop watching hockey forever.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll just watch more lacrosse. Okay, let's get into a bit of news here before you wrap up with the finals preview. Now, wanted to have a quick smile on your face for the end of the Shanna plan, or do you want to mourn the Shanna plan because it never worked? And I'm gonna miss that it never worked.
Could care less.
But you did have an interview with a certain club that you like.
Yeah. That was an interview. Like that was just more or less to say thank you very much for coming out. Now go back.
I still like my little idea that I.
You still think that he could be president of hockey operations for the New York Islanders?
Because they did it with Lamoriello coming over. They make him the GM from Toronto. They just
Yeah, but Lou Lamoriello was
now
gold.
I think they need to get somebody in there because
you're not wrong.
Yeah, Darsh. They hired Darsh, which is fine. He's a capologist. He isn't a talent guy.
Wow, Hunter. Oh, like I watched his press conference. Holy wow! Oh yeah, he's all about dollars and cents.
Yeah, he's gonna have to manage it in a cap where he'd have to worry about taxes for once, which may make things a little more difficult as well. He had it pretty easy over in Tampa. Okay, Ovi's wife. Of course, someone got in crap over in Washington for leaking a thing that this could be Ovechkin's last season coming up. And then Ovechkin's wife said, oh, this is going to be his last season in a Russian interview. You think this is it for him? Yeah. I don't see why not. What else does he have to play for? He wants to go over to Moscow and they're excited because he might be able to bring beer back to stadiums in Moscow. They haven't had beer there in 12 years or something like that.
I think it all depends on how the team does this year. Like, to be perfect, like, do we see a repeat of Washington being the team they were this year next year?
No.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I don't know. I think it all depends on how the team does. But you're 100% correct. Like, there's nothing else he needs to play for.
What's the motivation even? He's got his cup. He's got the record.
Like he's not going to, he's not going to get to 1,000 goals, so there's no point.
No.
Yeah.
He's got just this one last season. He doesn't have to worry about another contract.
You know what? If he scores,
he can go be his communist self over and.
If he scores 25 to 40 goals this year, or 25 to 30 this year, I think it's a plus.
Yeah.
And I think you just write that up and say, I'm gone.
He gets his farewell tour. People can say goodbye to this guy. That's fine. Barkov was named the Selke Award winner. I mentioned that. I don't know why they still haven't changed it to the Bob Gainey Award. He was the best defensive forward in hockey.
Yeah.
Barkov
is well deserving.
Yeah, the runner-up is line mate, Sam Reinhart. So here you go. So they're pretty good defensively. Who do you think's got the edge? Well, I guess you could say it either way. If Edmonton wins the Conn Smythe, who do you have? It's you got to choose it too.
If Edmonton wins the Conn Smythe, it's going to be McDavid, unless he does nothing in the finals, which is unlikely.
They're both pretty close. I think McDavid has a 1 point advantage over Draisaitl, who has more goals. Who do you think?
But he's McDavid. They're going to give it to McDavid.
But I also think it's how they win the games if they win the cup. That would
If Draisaitl plays lights out and McDavid doesn't, they'll give it to Draisaitl. But I think you cannot expect whoever votes on this award, what is it, the media, to not give it to McDavid.
They're not going to give it to Corey Perry?
No, they're not going to give it to Corey Perry.
Okay. I honestly think if there's 2 shutouts that Stuart Skinner has, I could see him getting it.
I think he's in the conversation if he plays really well. He's in the conversation. I don't think
not after how he started these playoffs. No way.
Bobrovsky maybe over in Florida because he's been so good.
Okay, so
Bobrovsky's been pretty good though.
But if Florida wins, then if Florida wins?
That's what I said. Bobrovsky's in there, but you're going to give it to Barkov.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, he's leading them in points, but it's not just points. He's just shutting people down. He's been so good. Either side on both sides of the rink, he's just been fantastic. Face-offs, fantastic.
Well, I'm not saying he hasn't been.
Yeah, he's been terrific. I don't see anybody else coming close besides Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky's gonna, going against, the two,
but now if
point getters in the league.
If we have another repeat of last year.
Yeah.
And Connor McDavid has a fantastic finals, but they don't win. Does he get it again?
No, it's going to go to Florida. I think that they gave.
I think they made the mistake last year of doing that.
Yeah.
They're not going to give it to him again. Let's say congratulations to the London Knights, real quick.
Oh yes, yeah.
Congratulations to the USA for winning the World Championship for whatever that's worth. It's worth nothing.
Wow. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, congratulations to Denmark.
Yeah, good for Nikolai Ehlers. How a boy.
Thanks
to terrorize Jordan Binnington again.
Thank you, Winnipeg Jets, for getting eliminated so we can get Ehlers.
Yeah. No problem with that. I have zero love for Canada when it comes to these world championships and stuff like that. They shouldn't even be playing.
Like Crosby and McKinnon and all that, and they couldn't even beat Denmark.
Awful. You know why? Who's their goalkeeping down there? Like until Binnington shows up at the end, they had nobody. But whatever, and then he loses it.
But why would they bring Marc-Andre Fleury then? To me, you should have played Marc-Andre Fleury.
Give him a free trip.
Exactly. Oh yeah. I guess that's true.
Crosby, his buddy's there. It was like I can go hang out with your buddy over here. Goes cost some shit. Lane Lambert gets hired in Seattle. I don't know what you were thinking about that, Ryan. Poor Seattle.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, Fairs can have him now.
I wonder if they're going to try to make a trade with the Jets so that he can get his nephew over there, even though his nephew doesn't even speak the same language. He speaks it a little bit, but Brad Lambert is his nephew. I wonder if that happened. The last thing that I really you could talk about Marco Sturm, I guess, getting hired as a coach.
Marco Sturm, what is going on here?
What
are we talking about?
The second greatest German of all time, maybe.
Who's the first greatest? Uwe Krupp?
I would say this guy who's playing in on the second line for Edmonton.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Uwe Krupp, man. Uwe Krupp.
Uwe Krupp. I think. I see. Pandering.
Avalanche legend.
Yeah. Stanley Cup winning.
Stanley Cup winner, which Draisaitl does not have.
He does not have that.
No. He's got a whole
Draisaitl's better. But Uwe Krupp has the trophy.
Now, last thing I saw, my last note here was Buffalo just can't. They can't get out of their own goddamn way.
Buffalo is the
They hire Jarmo Kekalainen as a senior advisor. Because of all the success he brought the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Buffalo is the drizzling turd of the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
It just keeps going on. And they have a nice building. They've got an owner with money on Pagula. What are they doing?
They got a great building, great owner. And you know what? I feel so bad for the fans.
They got hockey fans. Like, it isn't like they're not,
Yeah, but the problem is most of those hockey fans come from Southern Ontario.
Yeah, so it's cheaper to get tickets.
It's because it's cheaper.
Yeah, but will it be anymore? Let's see what happens come this coming winter here. What
Like
happens?
Lindy Ruff and Kevin Adams. Bye bye. Like, give me a. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't go get Bowman again. They're gonna go get their old coaches. They're gonna go get Bowman
Like, Chris,
again.
just hire Josh Allen on the offseason to do something for them. Come on now. Like, give
Yep.
me a break.
Ridiculous, guys. That's it for our finals preview. Thanks everyone who watched. Thanks Ferris for commentating about ice fishing, among other things. Adelia, you're back on the channel after, if you're a little sortie, isn't that what they call it?
Little holiday.
Yeah, glad to see you. Are you going to be up to anything coming up on the Let's Get Ready Network? Still got a little bit of time off here.
Yeah, I not caught up to do Buffy or Angel on the Rewatchers Council this week. I can guarantee you that. But I will probably be back next week on those shows. You can find those over on the Entertainment Channel. Thursdays live, 3 p.m. Pacific. That's the Buffy one. Angel episodes come out on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific. Those are not live usually, but I realized you guys did one live last week, so that's cool. We have the Marvel Cinematic rewatch, Marvel Cinematic Universe Rewatchers Council. We're doing the Avengers this week. I'll probably be on that one because that's easier to catch up on because I've seen the other movies already. I don't need to rewatch them. And I don't know if Ferris and I are doing the open table this week, but if we are, 6 p.m. Pacific on Sunday. That's all on the Entertainment Channel. Ferris and I are also going to be doing an episode of the Rally soon for the quarterfinals of the Roland Garros tournament in tennis.
Nice.
That you can find on this channel. Not sure when that's going to be yet, but the quarterfinals end after tomorrow, so we'll see about that. And starting 11's over for the season, so that's all I'm up to.
Whatever happened to Arancha Sanchez Vicario? I'm just thinking about.
She's probably chilling at home in Spain.
Jesus.
Who puts an X just in the middle of nowhere in your name? Anyways, Ryan Christensen, I know you're gonna go back into your pod until the next episode of Playoff Beers.
This is where you find me. Nowhere else. Nowhere I'd rather be.
Pleasure talking hockey with you, and even if what you said is gonna make me physically ill tonight, possibly tomorrow. And if it comes true, I will have no sleep for a week. It'll be one of the worst times of my life, and I've had not a great week. Now,
and you know where I live, so
that's true. Now, he lives on this castle just outside of our nation's capital, just waiting for the time that he is anointed our new king. He's only 3 away. He's 31.
I'm on 21 Sussex Drive.
It's pretty good. I can't remember what my address was. It was on Sussex, though. Anyways, now, Rewatchers Council was mentioned, guys. We got a couple episodes coming up this week. It's a crossover week on Rewatchers Council with Buffy and Angel. And we got Pangs first, the classic Halloween episode. Of Buffy. We got I Will Remember You. Which is another first season episode of Angel to talk about. Has Buffy in it, though, so there's that. Also, I guess it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer Creator Week with Avengers coming up on this weekend.
See how often we can get through that Rewatchers Council episode without saying his name.
Yeah, I would just talk about puny God all the time.
I'm just gonna call him the director of the movie.
That's fine. The ruiner of Age of Ultron, or
I have some thoughts on things he put into Avengers. So.
Yeah, very good. And maybe there is a chance now. I've said before I try to get one, but now I think there's actually a good chance I'll be able to do a live watch along to one of these games in the finals. God, our poor channel. If it happens,
you may not want to.
If it's a chance for Edmonton to close it out, because it will only be a swear word. Like I will
I will be on the watch along to make sure that you don't.
If there's
I got parental supervision.
If there's an Edmonton closing game, I will come in with you.
Oh, Oh my God, it's the worst.
Let's not put that into the universe.
My poor liver. Guys, thanks everyone for watching, listening. Enjoy the finals until I talk to you when Florida's about to lift this thing. Let's hope, because it's the lesser of the two evils. Till then, everyone, merci beaucoup et bonne nuit.